And we're up at the start now for a Prince Albert Challenge Cup race between Lady Margaret Boat Club Cambridge and Newcastle University A. This is university level Coxed falls for men. Bit heavier boat than we've just seen. So we've just seen Coxless boats, and here they have a little person up in their bows steering them. So it's a bit heavier. They're not as zippy, but we can see Newcastle taking a length lead off the start from this Cambridge College crew, which is interesting to see.
We've kind of talked about other universities like Brooks have a great system. Newcastle, another one, they've got a selection of boats racing the regatta, all of great standard, and I think this is another example. They've gone out very, very quickly there, taken advantage, and really kind of just stamped their mark on this from the word go, Rick.
And we can see that in the progression of some of the Newcastle University students into the national team. Tom Ford, he struck the men's A, James Rudkin in the men's A, Emily Ford in the women's A. You see these athletes progressing to the highest stage. It's certainly a really impressive programme.
And that's the importance of this, is that you just keep progressing, you inspire the next cohort, that depth of talent gets better and better, and then you have more and more boats competing in the Henley Regatta.
And I wonder if those boys would come down to, you know, cheer them on, see their alumni and help them get down that course. And at the moment, it seems to be working for them because they've got a bit of an easy race over this Lady Margaret Boat Club, who, of course, are a college crew. So they're not the CUBC, they're not actually Cambridge University, they're all college rowers, and really interesting to see.
You mentioned about the alumni network and how important that sense of pride of where you went. Obviously, where you went to university, that sense of pride when you see UL racing. You know, is that something that is ingrained into you?
Oh, absolutely. I think you certainly see universities rowing with a certain style. I rowed with a lot of Brooks girls in my time, so you see them and their training, their hardcore training sessions they've been through. You see people from different clubs and universities, and it has that, it resonates definitely through your international racing, and it also gives you a link back to these athletes. You can go down and speak to them, or hopefully get invited to you know, boat club dinners now and again to meet people that come before you as well. And I think it's important to keep those networks and pass on the information and the knowledge, and sharing the passion of our sport as well, because it gives so much to all of us.
So you can still see Newcastle maintaining their lead there, and you know, talked about the depth of talent they have, and you know, making sure they progress onto that big Saturday's racing.
Good shot there of Lady Margaret Boat Club. He's had an easy enough race on the Wednesday. They've had a day off on Thursday in the Prince Albert, but they had some windy conditions, which they're getting again here. This is Strokeman Venter. They look like they've taken it down a little bit. Maybe they know they're beaten.
That's another question. It's really true, because obviously we've got the kind of Cox men's boats here. You know, when you're in the women's 8, you always use Cox's 4s. Did you ever train in a Cox 4?
No, I think the last time I rode in a Cox 4 was maybe when I was J14. I don't think
I just wonder whether it was a thing that, you know, in women's boats that you did, like, so the Cox could have more insight to the athletes, break it down a little bit. It was just, yeah.
Yeah, no, we never did, but actually it would actually be quite a useful thing to actually do. But at Caversham, we got rid of all our Cox boats once the men's Cox 4 got taken out of the programme. So if you went down to Caversham now, walked around, you wouldn't find one. So we'd be hard pushed to have a go in them. But yeah, they're certainly heavier boats. They're sweet boats, so you're rowing a shorter angle than you do in a sculling boat, and you've only got one blade, and you're carrying someone along. So heavier, punchier boats to try to get through the water, and certainly you're rowing against the stream and into a headwind. Fair play to these university students, because that's a long haul.
Taking time to get up to speed, isn't it? It's like kind of diesel engine, getting that wheel moving type thing. It takes time, but once they're up to speed, it's just maintaining that and holding on to it. And you can see this Newcastle crew of kind of going through the steps down now, because they have the margin they want. Obviously someone in the boat, because it's a front loader, the Cox can't see the opposition, but one of the athletes has to be the person to relay that information so they know exactly where they are.
Yeah, got a good shot there, Cox, Sam Shuka. This is his 5th Henley Regatta, so he's pretty experienced in that, but I always find that crazy. How on earth they know what's going on down the rest of the course? Probably their bowman's talking to them. They might have a bit of an idea from their crew, and actually they could probably see the progress boards as they go a little bit along the way, but you'll know if your crew start rating about 2022, like this Newcastle crew are doing there. Dan Wilmot, Joseph Adamson, Alexander Milne, Bruce Turnell and Sam Shuker making light work with there. Well done, guys. And they, barring anything going on in the next 100 metres, they will be on to this Saturday Henley Royal Regatta. What a nice feeling to row down the stewards, clapping fans, maybe old club mates.
Maybe have a good race tomorrow with that University of Bristol crew that we saw earlier. So that would be a good matchup that we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a great event for the Prince Albert. I think that behind the University A's race, the Temple, you get this boat and some slightly different size athletes maybe sometimes. So there we go, win for Newcastle University, the Prince Albert Challenge Cup over Lady Margaret Boat Club, Cambridge, on to Saturday.
Lady Margaret, hip, 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 hip.